Good morning, everybody. Quickly today, I'm going to run you through what's happening on the screen here. So, what this essentially is a basic RPG model that allows me to gain experience, level up, as well as increase my HP when I level up to the next tier in increments of 20%. So, to show you how that works, let's quickly run through it. Okay, so keep an eye out on the amount of XP required in the top, my current HP in the bottom. Here we go. My XP per enemy is currently set to 550 XP, so if I die in my own game, it'll be funny. I'll lose all credibility as a gamer. Okay, so now as you can see, my XP is set to 9765.63. My current XP is 4400, my level is 7, and my HP at the bottom left corner is also increased, and the HP in the bottom is that. It's 1.2, so it should be 120%. Something I'm still trying to figure out is how to, on level up, just reset my HP back to full. So, based on what I've done here, I'm going to quickly show you how that works. That's a good cup of coffee. Alright, cool. So, all this is what's currently creating the magic that you saw now. So, and again, this is not the only way to do it. I'm sure there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and in this case, this was the simplest way I could get the RPG mechanics to work without having to use resources, because you want to be able to use that for something different later, like buying gear, buying health, buying armor, which will be coming in later videos as I learn the application tool. So everything regarding this thing starts here, the AI proxy. So when you kill an enemy on killed, so AI proxy references all enemies within the map. When you kill an enemy, I'm adding a number. In this case, I'm adding 50. But you'll see what I've done here is that on every single one of these, I'm adding 500. So that's 500 plus 50 is 550 HP. So that gets added to the total XP reference. So you'll see there at the top left corner, my variable name is total XP. That's set to 0. And I'm adding 550 to that every time I kill an enemy. If I remove the attributes from the enemy's lobby, it should just be adding 50. When this number changes, I'm doing a compare number. Now, when you place this object, you press X on it again, you get obviously greater than equal to, millions, less than, so on. So in this case, I'm checking to see whether my total XP is greater than or equal to my required XP. So when that comes back as yes, it's greater than or equal to, I add a number to my level, just one. I just add 1 to my level. That then, when that changes, 3 things take place. The first thing that happens is it sets an on-change event. It sets true this boolean. This is called check set health. This I set over here. Just now it's only floating here. So the reference to that is set check health, or check set health. Excuse me. And when I set that to true, I'll explain what happens then. When this level changes again, what I do is I change and I multiply my required XP by 2.5. And then when this number changes, I then add to my HP. So I add a number, in this case 0.2, to my HP reference. Now, How the HP works in this game is it works on percentages, and the way this game references percentages is with a integer. I think it's an integer. Let's just check. No, it's a number. So a number that can have decimal points. So 1.2, as it's displayed there, is 120%. 2 is 200%, and so on. So that's how the HP is managed within the game, is with a numbers variable. And then all I do is when this changes, I play a sound. I've got a short delay on it of 2 seconds, so when I level up there'll be 2 seconds and then the sound will play. Now, the problem I've had is, oh, hold on. So in order to set the user's HP to 20% when they spawn, you create a player proxy. So what you would do, you would do player proxy. So on spawn, no, on spawn, and then you select the player again. You want to set a modifier. You can then here set their damage, their armor, their health, their speed, their capacity, their equipment cooldown, whatever the case may be. And this is what's really cool, is because I've got this variable here called reference to HP, in other words it's called HP, all I can do here is on spawn is hold in L2, press square, and select HP from my stored variables. So that means that every time the character spawns, the modifier will be set and the user's XP will be set to 20%.
Yeah.
That's my copy. Thank you. So that's it. Yeah, it's shushu. Yep, leave daddy's coffee. So yeah. Unfortunately, one of the problems I've had now is that when this HP changes, I want to set the HP immediately at that point when it changes. Unfortunately, that doesn't work at all. So what I've had to do is I've had to build this repeater here. Now what this does is on spawn, I start the what do you call it, the repeater, and all that does is it runs constantly, and it's constantly pinging and executing elements within your code chain. So when that runs, I'm checking this test signal, so I'm testing these numbers, so this is being repeated constantly so that my XP increments when it's supposed to increment. And then what I'm testing as well is the moment that triggers. So what happens now is when I level up and I then set the set health modifier boolean, I set that to true. So what happens here is this tests for the boolean. Once that comes through as yes, it is true, on test to true, it triggers this event here, and it sets the user's HP to the new value over there. And then the moment that takes place, it sets it back to false, which means this will never come in here. It'll always check it. So no, okay, he's leveled up. Set the modifier, set it back to false, and it'll carry on with the loop. And then this will also manage and make sure that my XP is attributed correctly. Then, yeah, it's daddy's. Then, what I do, in order to display this information, I create a hub setting. So, very quickly, where's the hub elements? Okay, cool. So you can create a custom hub. Then you can say top left, top right, team leading score, team play, part-time, whatever the case may be. So in the top left corner, you want it to be a variable. You give that variable a name. And you hold in left bump. Oh no, you can actually just use square on the int, and then you can select anything you want. Player resource, team resource, whatever the case may be. And then you can set that to HP if you wanted to, the total XP required, whatever. And you can set 3 separate entities like that. So currently mine, come on. So currently mine is set to, top left is a variable, its label is level, its variable is level. Top right is variable, its label is XP required, and its variable is XP required. So when I change that, XP required. And then bottom is the variable, label is XP, total XP required, or total XP, and that's it. And you can then set the color of every single one of these items. So in this case, no, let's just change the color of that. Change. So we wanted change faster. How do I? Oh, you can actually just hold. Oh, okay. So it goes to like a turquoise color now. Alright, and there you go. That, I hope, made sense, and that you understood most of that. But obviously, like I said, if there's a better way of getting this value to go into there, as opposed to using a repeater, please tell me. I'm really keen to figure that out, as well as setting my total XP without having to do this check here constantly as well. But yeah, that's it. Let's test that out. Actually, while we're at it, let's remove all of this. I'm holding in R2 for this. Kimberly, what are you doing? Are you busy packing Daddy's tissues out? Alright. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to place a couple of enemies here quickly. And then I'm going to increase the amount of XP that gets added. No, let's change that to, let's make that 75. Apply, oh whoa. Apply that. And then the multiplier, in order to get rid of the decimal points that get shown, multiplied by 2. Cool. Ah. No. Here we go. So let's try that out. Play. Another thing that I would suggest you do is, instead of using numbers, is use integers, because the integers seem to be a problem in terms of like having decimal points and stuff. So that had to happen. That had to happen. I'm sorry. So now I've got 75 HP and I'm still level 1. Cool. So now I'm level 2. I'm at 150 HP. Now look at my health in the bottom left corner.